There are songs, dear listener, that do not merely exist, they linger. They drift through the corridors of memory like perfumed whispers, at once diaphanous and indelible. And few compositions embody that ethereal paradox quite like Dreams, which is first conjured into the world by Fleetwood Mac and now reborn through the voice of the amazing Lucy Thomas. Now, if such explorations stir your spirit, I invite you most cordially to like, to comment, to share, and to subscribe. Your engagement is not merely appreciated, it is the very lifeblood of this creative endeavor. And should you wish to wander a little further into this community, you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram, spaces where conversation continues and artistry finds new expression. For those inclined toward deeper patronage, there are avenues of support, all found as links in the description below to my Patreon, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, Super Thanks, or YouTube membership. And a massive thank you to everyone on screen who has contributed thus far. You are deeply appreciated. Now then, without further bloody ado, let's dive straight into it, shall we? Alright then, here we go, Dreams. I know this song backwards. Stevie Nicks. As per usual, Lucy Thomas looking lovely. Oh.
Of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost and what you had and what you lost. Oh, thunder happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing.
I'm really loving this.
Say when they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You know.
Yep. That is exactly what I expected. Just pristine vocals from an excellent vocalist. Okay, so we're just over a minute and a half in. And immediately what strikes me, dear viewer, is the sheer crystalline integrity of Lucy Thomas's vocal. It's just so immaculately centered in pitch, so delicately balanced in breadth that it feels less sung than alighted upon. There is an almost diaphanous clarity to her tone production. Her control over dynamics is especially beguiling. She resists the temptation to over-ornament or over-emote, instead trusting in the purity of the melodic line, an approach that mirrors rather poetically the emotional restraint embedded within the song itself. And it is here that we must remember the genesis of the song Dreams. Now, the song Dreams was penned in a mere 10 minutes, I think, by Stevie Nicks. And it was amid the romantic disintegration that haunted the recording of their album Rumours. And this was not a lament of chaos, but a composition of composure, a philosophical exhale in the face of heartbreak. So as we turn to the lyrics, what Lucy does so exquisitely is honor that poised detachment. The lyrics, "Now here you go again, and you say you want your freedom." Now, there's no bitterness there, only a quiet, almost elegiac acceptance. Yet beneath that civility lies a knowing admonition. Listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness. Now, it is a line that trembles with prophetic weight, suggesting that freedom, when divorced from emotional accountability, becomes an echo chamber of absence. The recurring imagery, what you had and what you lost. Now that functions almost like a tolling bell, a cyclical remembrance that refuses to settle. And then those immortal aphorisms. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Now, Stevie Nicks distills the chaos of love into elemental truths, as though heartbreak itself were governed by natural law. Lucy, in her rendering, does not dramatize these lines. She unveils them gently, allowing their quiet devastation to seep through. By the time we arrive at when the rain washes you clean, you'll know. There is a sense not of vengeance, but of inevitability, a soft, sorrowful wisdom that lingers long after the final note has dissolved into silence. Okay, let's keep it going. The level of control that she has over her vocal is masterful, especially at her age.
Now here I go again, I see the crystal vision.
It's an important lyric.
I keep my visions to myself. It's only me who
Oh.
wants to wrap around your dreams and
Perfect flip.
have you any dreams you'd like to sell? Dreams of loneliness like a heartbeat drives you mad. The stillness of memory.
This is going to be on repeat.
And what you lost, and what you had, and what you lost. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing.
Oh, nice. Elongated vocal.
They will come and they will go.
It's so hard not to sing along.
When the rain washes you clean, you know.
Great vocal technique.
Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Say when they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You know. You will know. Oh, you'll know.
Yep. I mean, it's Lucy Thomas. What more do you want me to say? I mean, pristine vocals, once again, from Lucy Thomas. What more, what less can you expect? But I must confess, dear viewers, this is one of those renditions destined to linger, especially on repeat, like I said. And it's nestling itself into that private anthology of songs we return to, not merely for pleasure, but for something approaching solace. There is for me a deeply personal resonance here, a faintly sepia-toned memory of childhood surfaces of a classroom in which I was tasked with presenting on a subject of my choosing, and I was torn rather precociously between serpentine fascinations, I like snakes, and the towering artistry of my musical idols, which were Luciano Pavarotti, Eminem, and of course, Fleetwood Mac. And the mere fact that I stand here now reflecting on Lucy Thomas's interpretation of dreams feels like a quite circular inevitability, as though that youthful reverence has found its echo in this moment of rediscovery. So this was really cool for me, and therefore I know the lyrics very, very well. And in the second verse that she sang, it deepens the song's introspective chiaroscuro. Now, here I go again, I see the crystal visions. And here you can sense a subtle but profound shift, no longer addressing the other, but retreating inward into a sanctum of private thought. The crystal visions that are mentioned here are not declarations, but guarded truths, emotional artifacts kept deliberately out of reach, suggesting a boundary drawn not in bitterness, but in self-preservation. There is something almost mercurial in the line, "It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams." Lingering tenderness, perhaps yet tempered by the poignant question that follows. Have you any dreams you'd like to sell? It is as though love itself has become transactional, its sincerity eroded by inconsistency. The refrain returns, cyclical and inescapable. What you had and what you lost, that hypnotic oscillation between memory and absence, each repetition tightening the emotional aperture. And once more, those aphoristic truths descend like soft rain. Players only love you when they're playing. And it's a line so deceptively simple, yet so devastatingly universal. Lucy's delivery, ever poised, allows those words to breathe. She does not impose meaning upon them, but rather unveils their quiet inevitability. By the closing insistence, you know, you will know. We are left not with resolution, but with a kind of solemn clairvoyance, as though the song itself has gently foretold a truth that we, the listeners, must one day come to recognize for ourselves. I would be most intrigued to hear what you thought of Lucy Thomas's rendition and the lyrical analysis. What stirred within you? What resonances have you discovered? Do share your thoughts below. Such engagements are the very marrow of this channel's spirits. If this journey has brought you a measure of delight or illumination, do consider lending your support through a simple like, share, or by subscribing. Small gestures, perhaps, yet profoundly sustaining. You are also warmly welcome to join me on Facebook and Instagram, where the dialogue continues in ever-expanding circles in a different way. And for those who wish to go a step further in supporting this work, you'll find all of the necessary links in the description below to my Patreon, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, Super Thanks, and my YouTube channel membership. Again, waiting for you in the description below. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, do be kind, do be gentle, be respectful to one another, and help each other out when you can. And I'll see you lot in the next video. Take care. Cheers.